Hello, welcome to my channel today, friends. Today I'm sharing a layout I created for Scrapbook Your Joy for the Photoplay Paper YouTube Hop. And a bunch of us ladies have gotten together and we're going to show you using Photoplay Paper to do more with less. So Photoplay Paper is a company who designs paper crafting collections, and so their collections are not heavy on embellishments. And so Sandra, the owner of Scrapbook Your Joy, thought it'd be a great idea to show to have us ladies get together and show you how to create layouts without using without being heavy on the embellishments. And so this is thinking outside the box and using things you may already have in your stash, or creating things, or even using cut files, like in my case. This is what I did. So I took the, okay, let me tell you about the collection. So the collection itself is the Easter Joy collection by Photoplay Paper. And it is actually an Easter collection. And the photograph that I'm scrapbooking has nothing to do with Easter. Interesting, right? And so I just love the collection because of its colors. And my daughter's favorite color is purple, and this collection has a bit of purple in it. And so I thought it'd be a great collection to use for her. But although, you know, I am religious and I am Catholic, the layout, the photograph that I wanted to scrapbook has nothing to do with religion, and I'm going to show you how I worked around that and still got to use these beautiful papers without having to scrapbook a photograph that I wasn't ready to scrapbook yet. So I took my Vicky Bouton Foundations paper, and this is a heavy cardstock watercolor paper, and I'm using my Recollections paint palettes here, my watercolor palettes, and I'm just creating a watercolor background. And so the paper is not gessoed. I do not gesso my paper. I have 53,000 bottles of gesso, but yet use none of them because I'm a little lazy like that, and that's just the way I roll. But I do go back and sop up most of the water off my paper and my background, and so, you know, that kind of helps it not distort so much and not warp the paper so much. If I was going to do a layout that was very heavy on the water or the paint, then I would definitely gesso, but in this case I didn't really feel the need to, and it worked out great in the end. I didn't have too much working. So I went through with some purple and pink and some aqua, and I created the background, including some splatters. Now I wanted to soften the look of the pink and purple meshing together, and so I just went through with some whites and softened up the edges there, and I'm quite pleased with the way that turned out. This is a photograph that I'm scrapbooking, and it is of my youngest daughter. She's at the beach here. This was taken 2 summers ago, so not the summer that just passed, but the summer before. And she's playing in the sand here at the beach, and has nothing to do with Easter. And so, see, this is, you know, how I'm working around here. Is that I'm using the paper to mat my photograph. And now you saw in the first purple paper that it had the Christian fish. I'm sorry, I don't know if it has a specific name, but it's the Christian fish. And I'm also using some paper there with the text there, and it has a whole bunch of religious text on it. And after matting my photograph, you really can't see any of that. All I see myself is pretty colors. If you were to really look at the collection, you could tell, hey, yeah, maybe this is a religious, you know, collection, but you really cannot tell at all. And so here, matting my photograph, you could see that it just all really meshes well together, and you can't really pick out anything religious about it. A second way to work around the collection having a lot less embellishments is to use like a large title, something like maybe alphas, or in my case here, I used a cut file. And this cut file here is from the, I want to say it's from the Silhouette Design Store. I could be wrong. If you check my Pinterest, if I have it pinned there, then you'll see it. If not, it's in the Silhouette store. And it just says one of a kind. And that youngest daughter of mine definitely is one of a kind with her quirks. She's so much like me, but so much not like me. And so I find her hilarious, and this title was definitely fitting for her. I'm just going through now and adding some dimensional foam on the back. I really want my title to be a focus here with this layout. And so I like to add the dimensional foam on the back. I feel it really just adds that bit of dimension that you need, it adds texture and dimension, and it doesn't sit so flat on the page, which I really like. I do the same with my photographs. I always, like 99% of the time, have my layouts on dimensional foam. And the paper that I used to paper piece the cut file is that teal one there that you see, and it's got little itty bitty crosses on it. And I thought this paper was pretty modern looking, to be honest with you, very current. If you remember a couple years back, some paper companies created, I think it was crepe paper, when they did the boy and the girl collection, if you remember, a long time ago, like years ago, with the plus signs. I think it looks very much like that, but they're crosses. So it worked totally well, and I love it. Here you see that I'm going through the ephemera packet, and I am choosing bits and pieces here that work. Now there's a lot of religious pieces, and in my case it didn't work because the photograph that I'm scrapbooking is not religious in any sense. I don't have anything against it. I am religious, I am Catholic, but in this case I'm not scrapbooking a religious photograph or anything having to do with Easter. So a lot of the stuff didn't work for me, but quite a few pieces did. And so I'm using some of the tags, and there's a tab there that says happy. I thought that was fantastic. And I contemplated using that purple banner there that you see on the top right-hand corner. It says something along the lines of, may the Lord bless you and keep you, something like that. I can't read it. My screen is small right now. But these frames are great too. I used this frame. I used a couple of the frames on the layout. And I just cut them to fit behind my title. And most of that piece of ephemera will be covered up, because here you see that I'm adding more floral ephemera to it. But how cute does it look, poking out of the background? The flowers itself, you could see that there is an Easter lily, but if you're not looking for an Easter lily, you're not going to see an Easter lily. You're not going to know that it's a religious or like a flower that's used at Easter time, because flowers are flowers. They're beautiful. We use them every day, right? So here I'm taking some gold thread, and I'm so proud, guys, that I'm almost through this roll of gold thread. And this is exciting for me because I never go through anything. I just keep buying stuff, and I never actually finish like a package of anything or like a spool of anything. But I just created a little mess, and now here you can see that I'm using my 1-inch punch, and I'm punching out a circle of paper, and I have an piece of epoxy there, and I just created my own flare. So that's another workaround of not having a whole bunch of ephemera to work with, is that you create your own. So in my case, I created that epoxy flare. I'm using this great big title, and I'm using bits and pieces to poke through and to showcase through, but nothing is majorly like, hey, look at me, like I need all the ephemera. So I really enjoy this, type of scrapbooking, mainly because it allows me to use collections that I love, but may not have the perfect photographs for. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to get to take the perfect picture that just works with that perfect, collection that I've been saving or hoarding or whatnot, but sometimes I don't. And I feel like my paper gets, trapped in the hoard vault. And, what better way than to use it? That makes me happy. And, Sandra had a great idea of, having and hosting this. I'm saying a lot today. I'm out of the game, guys. It's been a while since I last uploaded. But she thought it would be a great idea. And she was totally right, to show how we can do so much more with less. Thinking outside the box is crucial, especially when it comes to scrapbooking, right? Like, why not include other things on your layouts? Twine and buttons and, alphas. And in my case, I used some, gold thread, and I made my own epoxy, you know, flair and the title, and it all works so well. And if you're looking at it, you can't tell that there was a shortage of ephemera. You can't tell that, you know, that the collection itself was a Easter themed collection. So pretty, you know, happy about that. Now finally here I'm taking some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in the gold. And that's my layout, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I had really a lot of fun creating this layout. Plus, this hop is a lot of fun because there's a whole bunch of other ladies joining me. If you click the description box below, you'll find the list of the other ladies who are participating in this hop. You'll also find the link to Scrapbook Your Joy's shop. And if you order, you'll be happy. It's like Sandra has a whole bunch of stuff and her shipping is super fast. And, you know, if you're Canadian, it's local to us. So, you know, it'll get here in less than a week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.